How safe is your personal data? Really, have you ever thought about it? In a world where digital transactions are the norm, where your credit card details, social security number, and even your personal preferences are stored on servers around the globe, the safety of your personal data becomes paramount. Consider this. Every time you swipe your card at a store, every time you log into your online banking account, or even when you sign up for a new service, your personal data is collected, stored, and processed. It's the lifeblood of today's digital economy. But with this convenience comes a significant risk: the threat of data breaches. Now imagine if this data, your data, fell into the wrong hands. The implications could be disastrous. Identity theft, financial loss, and a whole host of other potential problems. And when we're talking about data breaches, we're not just talking about a couple of rogue hackers in a basement somewhere. We're talking about sophisticated cybercriminals who can infiltrate even the most secure systems. Enter Equifax, a multinational consumer credit reporting agency based in Atlanta, Georgia, as one of the 3 largest credit reporting agencies in the world. Equifax holds the personal data of over 800 million individuals and more than 88 million businesses worldwide. We're talking about an immense amount of data here. Data that is vital to businesses, consumers, and, unfortunately, attractive to cybercriminals. Equifax, founded in 1899, has grown from a humble credit company into a global behemoth offering services ranging from credit and demographic data to fraud prevention services. Operating in 24 countries with over 14,000 employees, Equifax has become a significant player in the global economy. But even giants can stumble. In 2017, Equifax, a data giant, fell victim to one of the most significant data breaches in history. But how did it happen? Mid-2017, a seemingly ordinary day at Equifax turned into a nightmare that would shake the very foundations of data security. In the heart of summer, a chilling discovery was made. A cyber breach had occurred, the magnitude of which was beyond comprehension. But this wasn't just any breach. It was a silent infiltrator, a ghost in the wires, a digital shadow lurking unseen for several weeks. During this time, the breach went unnoticed, undetected, a silent and deadly predator in the vast digital landscape of Equifax. As time wore on, the predator began to feast, gaining access to the personal data of millions of consumers. Names, social security numbers, addresses, credit card information, all laid bare, all vulnerable, all exploited. An arsenal of information enough to cause irreparable damage was now in the hands of unknown assailants. The realization of the breach was like a cold splash of water, a jarring wake-up call to the reality of our digital age. It was not just the sheer size of the breach that was alarming, but the time it took to detect it. For weeks, the fortress thought to be impenetrable was in fact breached, its walls silently crumbling. The discovery sent shockwaves through the company. There was a sense of disbelief, a feeling of being violated, but amidst the shock and disbelief, the gravity of the situation began to sink in. The breach was not just an attack on Equifax, it was an attack on the trust of millions of consumers, an attack on the very concept of privacy. The ramifications were immediate and far-reaching. The breach exposed the vulnerabilities in our data security systems, the cracks in our digital armor. It showed us how unprepared we were for such an attack, how easily our defenses could be breached, and how much damage could be inflicted in such a short span of time. As the magnitude of the breach began to unfold, it was clear that this was no ordinary cyber attack. The fallout from the Equifax breach was swift and devastating. A cascading series of events unfolded in the aftermath of the breach, shaking the very foundations of one of the world's largest credit reporting agencies. In the immediate aftermath, Equifax faced a wave of public backlash. Consumers, suddenly made aware of the fragility of their personal information, were up in arms. The trust, once placed in the hands of this financial giant, was shattered, leaving many to question the security of their personal data in the world of digital finance. The anger and fear were palpable, a stark reminder of the human cost of such a breach. Not only was the public response overwhelming, but Equifax also found itself under the scrutiny of legal authorities. The breach had far-reaching consequences, reaching into the courtrooms where Equifax was held accountable for its actions. The company faced hefty legal consequences, including settlements related to the breach. This was not just a blow to the company's finances, but also to its reputation, marking a dark era in its history. However, the fallout wasn't just contained within the walls of Equifax. The impact was felt most acutely by the consumers whose data had been compromised. Imagine, if you will, the chilling realization that your most personal information, from your social security number to your credit card details, had been exposed to unknown entities. For many, the fallout was a harsh reality check on the vulnerability of their digital identities. The Equifax breach didn't just expose the data of millions of consumers, it exposed the glaring shortcomings in our approach to data security. It highlighted the need for stringent measures to protect personal information and the dire consequences of failing to do so. The Equifax breach was a wake-up call, but what lessons can we glean from this catastrophic event? As we delve into this question, let's remember that every crisis, every fallout, presents an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to ensure that history doesn't repeat itself. The Equifax breach was a disaster, but it also provided valuable lessons. Let's delve into the key takeaways from this unfortunate incident. The first glaring lesson is the fundamental importance of data security. In a world where almost everything is digitized, protecting sensitive data is paramount. The breach underscored the need for companies, especially those handling personal data of millions of consumers like Equifax, to invest heavily in state-of-the-art security systems and protocols. It's not just about complying with regulations, but also about maintaining trust with consumers. Another lesson learned was the need for timely detection and response to breaches. The Equifax breach was not detected until several weeks after the intrusion. This delay allowed the hackers to access more data and cause more damage. It's crucial for companies to have systems in place that can identify and respond to breaches promptly. Rapid response doesn't just limit the damage, it also communicates the company's commitment to its customers. Moreover, the breach highlighted the responsibility of companies to protect consumer data. We entrust companies with our personal information, and they owe us the duty of care to protect that data. The Equifax breach was a wake-up call for companies to take this responsibility seriously. It's not just about avoiding lawsuits and fines, but also about maintaining consumer trust and loyalty. In the wake of the breach, Equifax faced legal consequences and settlements, not to mention a severe blow to its reputation. It's a stark reminder to all companies that the cost of neglecting data security can be astronomical, both financially and reputationally. To sum it up, the Equifax breach was a painful lesson for the corporate world. But it's also an opportunity for companies to learn and improve their data security measures. We are living in a digital age where data breaches are, unfortunately, becoming more common. But with every breach comes an opportunity to learn, to improve, and to ensure that such a disaster does not happen again. These lessons serve as a sobering reminder of the importance of data security in our increasingly digital world. So, how can you protect your personal data in this digital age? It's a question we're all grappling with, isn't it? Let's break it down into some practical steps you can take right now. First, think of your passwords like the keys to your house. Just as you wouldn't use the same key for your car, home, and office, you shouldn't use the same password for all your online accounts. Make it a habit to regularly change your passwords and use a mix of letters, numbers, and symbols to make them hard to crack. Next, it's crucial to keep an eye on your credit reports. They are like your financial report cards, showing how well you're managing your finances. By regularly reviewing your credit reports, you can spot any unusual activity, such as new accounts opened in your name that you didn't authorize. If you see something that doesn't look right, don't ignore it. Take action immediately. Another important step is to be vigilant about phishing scams. Phishing is when cybercriminals attempt to trick you into sharing sensitive information such as your passwords or credit card numbers. They often do this by pretending to be a legitimate company or organization. So be wary of any unexpected emails, texts, or calls asking for your personal information. If in doubt, contact the company directly using a number or email address you know is genuine. It's also a good idea to consider using a credit monitoring service. These services will alert you to any changes in your credit report, giving you an extra layer of protection. While they can't prevent identity theft, they can help you catch it quickly before too much damage is done. Lastly, consider investing in a good antivirus software. It's like a security guard for your digital world, protecting you from viruses, malware, and other online threats. Remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about how to protect your personal data, the better equipped you'll be to fend off cyber threats. Remember, your personal data is your most valuable asset. Protect it like you would protect your wealth. Having gone through the important aspects of safeguarding your personal data, we hope you found this video informative and helpful. Cybersecurity is not a one-time activity, but a continuous process. We strive to keep you updated with the latest strategies to protect your data and digital identity. If you found value in this video, why not dive deeper? We have a whole lineup of videos on our channel that delve into similar topics, providing you with essential tips and insights about the digital world. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you'll never miss an update. We constantly bring you the latest trends, tips, and advice on how to stay safe in the digital age. In this era of digitalization, your data is your wealth. Protect it with the same vigilance you would your physical assets. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and remember, knowledge is your best defense. Let's make the digital world a safer place together.